Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button and also follow me on Instagram, Silent Heroes. Going through training camp, I'm sure you guys will be sure enjoy it. So, 3 o'clock in the morning here in the 2:39, excuse me, here in LA, and I've been mulling over this prediction video. I just got to finish watching Brook, Sean Porter. I have Errol Spence last 5 fights in my memory bank because they all been stoppages, and I remember to some degree. So I didn't watch Errol Spence fights, but here's what I think about this fight. I think Brook has everything slanted in his side. I think he'll be up by a round and a half going into round one. Um, he's going to be an adrenaline junkie the first couple of rounds. 30,000 fans screaming for him. Live right around the corner. So he said grew up around the corner somewhere over there. However, I think the steady and sturdiness of Errol Spence will be the difference in the fight. Now, keep in mind, Kell Brooks, what I've noticed, and I forget those guys' names he beat up on, those last three opponents he beat up on, and over there in London, but his shots are derived from leverage. And what I mean by leverage is maybe the taller puncher, more rangier boxer puncher. In this fight, he will not have the leverage. And I think he will lose the physicality. There's going to be I want you guys to really focus on the referee in this fight. The physicality in this fight will, I believe, have Kell Brooks at a disadvantage, and you may see him off balance a little bit coming out of clinches. You may see him in the later rounds being off balance, trying to dodge punches because of the work Errol Spence have done early in the fight. However, where I do believe Kell Brook will have some success in this fight is his lead power shots. And what I mean by his lead power shots is he's going to have to be real angular on Errol Spence. Either hit Errol with an overhand, either hit him with an overhand, or you got to hit him, I believe, with angles. And what I mean by angles is step to the left. He's right-handed, right? So maybe when he stepped to the left, lead counter or lead right, you know, feint some shit out of Errol Spence, throw a hook, throw a right, you know. I don't think Kell Brooks' jab will be successful in this fight because of the leverage. There's no leverage for Kell Brook to be consistent with his jab. I believe his game plan. He has 3 or 4 game plans in this fight, which will be he has 3 or 4 layers to his game plan in this fight, which will come into one game plan. If you guys remember Abner Mares against Leo Santa Cruz, he tried to be the bull. Then he tried to be the counter puncher. You know, it was just so many layers. Abner Mares, he tried 2 to 4 different ways and it didn't work. And I think the same thing will hold true for Kell Brook. You know, he's gonna clinch. He's gonna attempt to lead and clinch Errol Spence early. Lead and clinch. What I mean is he wants Kell Brook to fight behind him, meaning he's gonna lead with the jab, the double jab, the footwork, you know, and he's gonna realize that Errol Spence isn't going anywhere. And what I mean by isn't going anywhere, meaning Errol Spence is just going to stay tight. He's going to give up the overhands. He's going to give up the short shots to the body early in the fight, I believe. And it's a breakdown method that Errol Spence team is on. I'll get to Errol Spence in a second. So I think Kell Brook is going to do a good job. You know, he's going to do a good job. with using angles. Hopefully, Earl Spence is well prepared, well versed, and uh, being feinted out of lead rights, lead hooks. Those are going to be Kell Brook's best punches. Uh, it would, I don't know if it'll be advantageous for Kell Brook to lead with an uppercut as he did with Triple G, just because of the arm speed, not the hand speed, the arm speed coming out the shoulder slot is the deltoid, the front deltoid is just completely different. Errol Spence is a completely different specimen in terms of athletic ability. So I don't think that will be as successful. Now, moving over to Earl Spence. Earl Spence's weakness in this fight, I believe, because he's going to be sturdy, is if Kell Brook's arm speed is decent, he'll be susceptible to combinations. What I mean by combinations is if, because he's going to be tight and sturdy. I believe he's going to open up when the fight comes on, but I think early in the fight, Earl Spence is going to be tight, sturdy, allow his power, allow his consistent power to take the toll over 9 to 10 rounds. I think Earl Spence will open up. I believe Earl Spence is going to get countered in this fight. That's just the nature of the beast. I think he's going to get countered. He's going to get woke up, and he'll start doing the head movement. And then he'll get into his groove. Kell Brook is not going to sit on a lot of his punches in this fight. He's going to try early, but then he's going to realize Earl Spence can't be moved. And let's see if I could think of a fight style, real briefly, that won't be moved in a fight. Danny Garcia, to some degree, he sits in the pocket and waits for it. I'm not talking about ability. I'm talking about just having the flat-footed style. I think that's going to give Kell Brook some success. But I think just the durability of Earl Spence. I was looking at Kell Brook's face, very sunken in face. I don't know how he's going to look or feel. He's going to look great tomorrow. Both of them is going to walk in the ring looking great. But I genuinely believe that he's going to fade. Kell Brook is going to fade, and he's going to try and clinch. You guys seen that Warrior, the clinching guy, maybe cuts, eyes swollen, blood coming down the nose. That kind of deal will take place. Now, will the corner stop it? Or will Kell Brook get knocked out? I have no idea. But I see this fight as like just a breakdown fight. I don't see a one-punch knockout. If the one-punch knockout comes, it comes from Kell Brook because of I don't see Earl Spence as a one-punch knockout. And here's the catch. I haven't really seen Earl Spence cut the ring off against a high-level opponent. Obviously, he hasn't had one. But I believe he has the ability to cut the ring off. I believe his footwork and precision will be on point. Round 1 is going to be a life-changing experience for Earl Spence because Kell Brook he's gonna be like that that X-Men, that disappears and comes back, disappears and I can't think of his name. The green thing, I think it just is it green, purple? I forget the thing. I don't know, that's not the thing, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And I think Kell Brook is going to be that the first 2 rounds, and then he's going to realize he has to conserve that because he has to win this fight. So he's going to do a little bit more sitting. He's going to be doing a lot of slipping. He's going to roll to the southpaw stance. I believe he's going to roll to the orthodox stance, and just to try and upset and confuse him, and that may lead to his ability to land uppercuts on an Errol Spence type. You know, those lead power shots. You know, Kell Brook doesn't have the ability to get lower than his opponent. That's going to be the ultimate weakness for Kell Brook. I think Errol Spence can be bothered if you get lower than him. And I don't think Kell Brook hasn't shown the propensity to get lower than his opponent and dig to the body and stay in the pocket. You know, it takes some guile to be a Chavez Senior, or Sean Porter, or you know, Salido type of fighters, to have the confidence to stay in the pocket, you know, and land those shots, those two shots, you know, to have the core strength, to have the physical strength to lean on your opponent and walk him to a designated area and land those body shots. Even more importantly, stand in the middle of the ring and get those shots in. You know, it takes confidence. It takes personal belief that you know what the hell you're doing, because one mistake changes the whole fight on the inside. One mistake, because there's so many punches that you won't see on the inside. You know, you just lean, you trust your leverage. You know what I mean? You trust that you're taking something away by being on the inside, and you know, it deflects, you know. But anyhow, I don't think Kell Brook has the ability nor the confidence to stay on the inside. I've never seen that in him. But Kell Brook is going to get broken down in this fight. I would suggest, now, here's my understanding. Here's what I'm saying. If Kell Brook is beat up, knocked down, that's what I believe. Will it get stopped? I'm uncertain, but if I'm a betting man, I bet that it doesn't last 12 rounds. I can't see it lasting 12 rounds. Kell Brook is going to be a game fighter. He has 3 or 4 game plans to go with, 3 or 4 layers to his game plan to go with. Errol Spence is going to be sturdy, strong. Oh, there's another S word I thought of, but I can't think of it now. But he's going to be, Errol Spence will prove to the world that he is the truth, and he will win this fight. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Think of Jermell Charlo's game plan. Okay, I'm glad I thought of that. Remember Jermell Charlo versus Hatley? Similar to that style of fight, Kell Brook will be a much better fighter. Remember Hatley danced? I'm not talking about his terrible defense. Hatley tried to counter, didn't work, and how he got his ass beat. He said, "I got to sit in this pocket and try and win these rounds." Stood in the pocket and got knocked the fuck out. So it's the breakdown policy. It's the breakdown policy which will win this fight. Similar to the way the Detroit Pistons did Michael Jordan over 6 or 7 games, wear him down, and that changed Michael Jordan's career. You know, if you go to YouTube, you can watch the videos of them beating up Michael Jordan, and which ultimately changed Michael Jordan's his off-season conditioning train. You know, Kobe Bryant 3 air balls in Utah. You know how it changed his career. He needed more strength. You know, I think it's the breakdown method. The lack of strength in the later rounds for Kell Brook and his inability to have leverage in this fight will bother the shit out of him. So that's my prediction, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Barbershop Conversations. Let's go. Don't forget, 2 p.m. you should be in front of your TV. Not 7 p.m., 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll holler, guys, and let's have a great conversation about this tomorrow. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.